I'm going to take a little bit of a diversion from our normal in the Gospel of Matthew because I want to pursue something that I was talking with you all about for a few minutes before I got on. James chapter 1. If anyone thinks he is religious and does not bridle his tongue but deceives his heart, this person's religion is worthless. Oh my word, they're using the word religion in the book.
There's more.
Religion that is pure and undefiled before God the Father is this, to visit orphans and widows in their affliction, to keep oneself unstained from the world. Translation, to be a father and a husband to those who have no father and have no husband. Your job is to be a father to the fatherless and a husband to the husbandless. Does that mean we engage in sex with widows and fornication? No. But if you think emotionally about where some of those orphans and widows are, what they have need of in terms of community. Is there a man in their life to raise them? Is there a woman in their life to be life-giving? Do we know how to father them? Do we know how to husband them? Do we know how to steward them?
Even meet a physical need. You know, you think about people in the church who are like a widow, or, you know, the divorced woman could very well be a widow from the perspective of, you know, hey, she got cheated on, that kind of thing. There's need something moved, need gutters cleaned, need something, you know, there's a physical need. I remember when I was a single parent for years and years, I had physical needs that I needed somebody to help me with, that I didn't have anyone to help me with, that I needed someone to take that role for me at times. So
Paul is very clear that the widows, and I would extend this to include the widowers, are to be on the church's line item in the church's budget. Sending them a paycheck. There's just to be a welfare program for the widows that is the church's responsibility, an actual line item in their budget. That they send so much a month to this widow, to that widower. Now tell me, how many churches do you know have an actual specific line item and send a check every month to the widows and the widowers?
none. I've seen one. One time, it was Bethlehem Baptist. One of the long-standing members' husbands suddenly died, and she was left with 2 kids, and they did a gathering. So we worked with the mortgage, but the church continued to support her so she could homeschool her kids. It became a line item in the budget. I was part of the church body. We all voted, and it was very, very well done. But I'm not sure they extended. I think they stayed with her, but I don't know that they extended the principle to others in the community. But they did treat her in a biblically correct fashion.
And how many of you know or are aware of a line item in the budget to take care of the orphans?
Never seen that.
Well, Pastor Veronica's church, Pastora Veronica, she kept an eye on all the orphans and would pay for their homeschooling, for their regular schooling.
Out of the Dominican?
Yeah.
Cool.
So, there are areas where our religion is vain. And that lack is vile before the Lord. It is our responsibility, God-given, based on the Bible, to do so. The letters of Paul, to do so. When we get married, if there are children from a previous marriage, a previous relationship, are we doing our dead level best to mother and father those? Or are we just there for whatever? Our responsibility is to put our money where our mouth is. And if we're going to preach it and it sounds good, then we need to do a little bit more and live it. Not to throw a curveball, but if you want the church to become the purple cow, if you know that line from Seth Godin's book, if you want the church to become remarkable, something that catches people's eyes, then the church has to begin the process of caring for the widows and the orphans. Engage in the wholeness of its DNA. Do you need to add, my dear?
No, I added what I said. I agree.
Praise God. So, gang, my encouragement and my challenge to all of you is to don't just pray for the spooky glory. Don't just wait for the Lord to provide. He has a million checkbooks that he can write from, and it might be your checkbook that he writes from, and the church is responsible to take care of specifically the widows and the orphans, and it is the responsibility of every church, every congregation, to have a line item specifically for the widows, and I would also include the orphans. That's what's undefiled before our King. That's what blesses him. That's what satisfies his railing against the Israelites in the book of Isaiah. That they wanted this, that, and the other. Celebrate their new moon feasts and the feasts of Passover and Tabernacles and Sukkot and Pesach and Shavuot, and we don't have help for the widows and the orphans. We don't take care of those who are motherless and fatherless. That's our responsibility, gang. So you can have all the Jewish feasts you want. As a Jew myself, we celebrate the feast, but there's a justice issue. Are you taking care of the widows and the orphans and the fatherless as a part of your lifestyle? Be blessed, gang. We love you.